I've been a walking heartache, I've made a mess of me. The person that I've been lately ain't who I wanna be. But you stay here right beside me and watch as the storm blows through, and I need you. 'Cause God gave me you for the ups and downs. God gave me you for the days of doubt, and for when I think I lost my way, there are no words here left to say it's true. God gave me you. Gave me you. There's more here than what we're seeing, a divine conspiracy. That you, an angel lovely, could somehow fall for me. You'll always be love's great martyr, and I'll be the flattered fool, and I need you. Yeah, God gave me you for the ups and downs. God gave me you for the days of doubt, and for when I think I lost my way, there are no words here
and family, if we could all stand for the bride. Who gives this woman?
My wife and I.
Thank you. Okay, that's it.
You look so beautiful.
Awesome. I'd like to start out today by talking a little bit about Kindall and Jacob. You know, to me, Kindall is very special. Whenever I was 16 years old, Kindall came into my life, and I became a big brother. And I realized, because my parents were very hard workers, they were always working, they always had to provide for us and do things, that I would be spending a lot of time with Kindall. And through her life, I was always there at certain events. And those events were very special to me. So that I knew whenever she found somebody, that person was going to have to be special also. They were going to have to meet every expectation of my parents, of myself, of Kindall, mostly. So, through the years, whenever I would spend time with Kindall, taught her how to drive. I took her to work for the first time, thanks to Identity Architects. And it was an awesome experience for me because it prepared me for being a father for my daughter. And Kindall, you know, I had my son a couple of years later, and Kindall and Avery were best friends. So everywhere we went, she was with us, and vice versa. So it was an awesome time for me. And I never really thought of Kindall as my sister. I thought of her more like a daughter because of that. Because while I was raising my kids, she was always there with me. So, in comes this dude, Jacob. I had a party one day, and Kindall comes in. She kind of comes in, and she comes in a little before Jacob, and she says, I got a friend that's coming over, or something like that. You know, I'm like, okay. So he comes in, and he's like, hi, my name's Jacob. And I'm like, oh, cool. And he goes, I'm here with Kindall. And I was like, all right. So, like any good, big brother, father figure type person, I'm like, what was your name again? And he was like, Jacob Kirby. I'm like, what was your date of birth? And he was like, what? And I was like, what's your mother's maiden name? So I asked a ton of questions. I had to get all this information down because, as you guys know, my father is a police officer. So we were going to run a background check. I'm just joking. We actually had my dad's partner do it. We wanted to have some deniability in case she ever said anything. But anyways, months went by. We spent a lot of time with Jacob and his family. And, the things that stood out to me about Jacob is he was kind. He was always willing to lend a hand. He loved my sister. I could see that he adored her from the first day that he was there with her. So as those months went by, the background check came out clean. We were all good there. So fast forward, Jacob has proposed to Kindall. We're having this game night, and I'm like, Kindall, is this, pull her to the side, is this something you're sure you want to do? And she's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm just making sure. I can still kick in the door. We can run out whatever we need. And she was like, no. She's like, the thing about Jacob is not only is he such a good person, but he loves me for who I am. And that's all I ask for. He doesn't ask me to be someone else. He just loves me for who I am. And I said, that's cool, so we went on the game night. It was a great night. It was fun. We were drinking a lot of drinks and stuff like that. And at the end of the night, I was 100% sure about two things. The first thing was that Jacob was going to be perfect for Kindall. The second thing was I was 100% sure they cheated the whole night. Because nobody wins at Clue and tickets a ride in the same night and says it's their first night playing. I am 100% sure they cheated. But besides that, I knew from that point on that, Jacob was going to be the one for Kindall. And I had to think of a way that I could insert myself into the wedding. So, I volunteered to do this officiant, here. And I am so honored to do that, and for you guys to allow me to share my story with you about Jacob and Kindall. So, with that being said, everybody needs to sit down. Yeah, everybody can sit down.
Oh, we never said to sit.
Sorry, guys, I probably could have told you that a little bit earlier.
Sorry, y'all.
I was kind of in the groove, so I wanted to keep going with it,
There had to be one thing.
Right. That being said, I talked to Kindall and Jacob a little before the ceremony, and they did want to exchange their vows in private. So we'll move to the rings. Who has the rings?
I did.
Oh my goodness, poor baby.
It's okay. He knows.
Don't drop it.
Okay. So go ahead and give these to Jacob. So, as you know, Jacob, to me, the ring is a symbol of your faith. It's a symbol of your love and the honor of being married to such a beautiful person. If you will, please put the ring on Kindall's finger.
Chubby hand. Okay.
Kindall,
My turn.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
if you will please put the ring on Jacob's finger. This is also a symbol of your love and your promise to cherish Jacob and treat him well. And, well, he's a good guy. So, with that, I'll ask, Kindall, do you take Jacob to be your husband?
I do.
Jacob, do you take Kindall to be your wife?
I do.
You may kiss the bride. I now pronounce you man and wife. If you guys can please go ahead and turn and face the audience. Friends and family, if you'll please stand.
Again.
I'm honored to introduce, for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Kirby.
Let's go, sweetheart.
Oh, sorry.
Love you. Alright, this way. Yes, ma'am. I think I held it together. I only cried watching you walk out.
Okay guys, at this time the bride and groom are going to go take some photos. We want to invite you guys to the reception hall. We're going to have some champagne for a cocktail hour. So if you guys will please make your way that way. We'll see you there shortly. Please go around to the front of the building. They'd like to have you guys sign in when you go through the door. Thank you all for coming. Thank you very much.
No, we go this way.
Me and Dad were not good. We were like, me and Dad.
Yeah, we're good.